Hello everyone, my name's James Felino and welcome to another edition of the Gold Coast Property and Auction Results Report. Today I'll be going through the auction results and sales results for the Gold Coast for Monday the 24th of May up until Sunday the 30th of May. So just like to mention a few things about the auction results for Queensland. There was 154 auctions over the weekend. Of that, 108 properties were sold at auction, with 42 being passed in, giving Queensland a clearance rate of 73%. What I'd like to do today is also just to mention that the properties that we go through here are not only auction results, but we also go through sales results for the week as well. The difference being that the sales results, the sale may have actually taken place 2 or 3 months ago, depending how long the settlement was. So you may see a discrepancy in some of the prices, and that's purely and simply because maybe some of the properties that we're discussing were sold 2 to 3 months ago, and some of the properties maybe were sold over the weekend. As we know that we're going through quite a substantial property boom at the moment on the Gold Coast, so prices are increasing weekly, we could say. So let's, I'll move on now and I'll just share you some screens. So first we'd like to go through the auction results for Australia really. So as you can see from here, Australia at the moment in all states, you can see that the clearance rate is very high, and Queensland actually has the third highest sales volume in total, just because Queensland does have a lot of private sales, whereas Victoria and New South Wales still do a lot more auctions, but Queensland is really starting to join up with Victoria and New South Wales and really start to auction a lot of properties as well. I'd like to start off first with just a substantial property that sold over the weekend. So let's have a look at this one. Now, this one here was bought by a Melbourne investor. I think it was advertised at 16 million and ended up selling for just over 14 million. It's over 2,000 square meters of land, this property. It's on the water. It's a mansion. It is a substantial home. It has a lap pool. It has its own private jetty. The home actually has 7 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, and accommodation for 8 cars. It's in a place called Sovereign Island. So it's a little island gated estate with 24-hour security. And again, this home here, we're seeing sales at the lower end of the market, the middle of the market, and even at the top end of the market. They're really seeing achieving some high sales results and some records in many areas. So this one, just over 14 million. Beautiful home, wine cellar, great views, and have a look at the floor plan. So again, we're talking about a home that is it's approximately 200 squares, huge home. Okay, so let's move on, I like to always do some homes in the cheaper range, and this is the first one we're going to look at. Now, this one here is at a place called Kumbaba. It's 19 Matisse Court, and it is a 4-bed, 2-car accommodation and 2 bathroom. This property sold at 560,000. So for any family wanting a little bit of land content and a home on the Gold Coast at 560,000, this was great buying. The next one we're going to look at is number 1 Sorel Place in Helensvale. Double-story brick home, 3-bed, 2 bath and double car garage. This home was on 792 square meters, double-story brick with a swimming pool, and this sold 630,000. So it does lend itself to dual accommodation. It does have a second kitchenette as well. Moving along, 27 Ridgeway Avenue in Southport. Single level home, 4-bed, 1 bath and 3-car accommodation, 500 square meter block. And again, home has been well maintained, has air conditioning, lovely sunroom, nice backyard, and this home sold over the weekend at 690,000. Next one I'd like to show you is closer to the beach in a great suburb called Mermaid Waters. And this one, it's not a freestanding home, but it is a freestanding villa. It is in a complex, so there is a body corporate attached. Now, this home being 3-bed, 2-bath, double car garage at 2/34 Abbey Core Street in Mermaid Waters. This property sold at $733,000 over the weekend. So for anyone wanting to be very close to the beach in a really tightly held suburb, this is where the price point at is for a villa. So from that, you can see that maybe a freestanding home on land is going to be a little bit more in price. Moving along, we're going to move to 3 Chevelle Street in Currumbin Waters. This property was auctioned over the weekend. It was a public trustee auction. So normally with the public trustee auctions, the reserve may be set a little lower, and you really need to be there to be in with a chance. Now, this is a 3-bed, 1-bath and 1-car accommodation home. It's on 700 square meters, so a very large parcel of land. And over the weekend at auction, this property sold at $748,000. The next one I'd like to look at is number 88 Pappas Way in Carrara. Now, this home is probably 15 minutes from the beach. From this picture, you can see the surface skyline and also Carrara Stadium. It was a brick home set on 600 square meters, double story, plenty of car accommodation. And this home sold at $725,000, renovated, ready to live in, and great price as well for this home. So moving along, I'll just close some of these so I can move on to the other ones. The last one that we're going to look at in the lower price range is this home. Where am I? We'll find it. It's at 34 Onslow Street in Nerang. Sorry, my mistake. 38 Onslow Street in Nerang, and it's this one here. It needs a renovation. It's on a nice parcel of 600 square meters. It's a 3-bed, 2-bathroom home, double story, but could do with a renovation. This home over the weekend sold at a great price of $451,200. You can see there's a large parcel of land to the right of the home, whether depending, subject to council approval, potentially there could be another home put on that property. So that's enough of the lower price range. And now I'm going to move on to the northern part of the Gold Coast. The first one I'd like to show you is a home in Bigara Waters. This is number 2/21 Perry Place. Now, purchasing on the water has really become quite difficult, and there's not much that you can find under $1 million anymore. This is a duplex. It's 12 years old, so it's half a block of land. You're getting half of that property that you see there. It's 4-bed, 4-bath with 3-car accommodation. And this home sold for a great price of $890,000. So for anyone wanting that water, there are still opportunities out there. Moving along, we're going to move on to a house on water again, but this time we've got a full block of land. We're on 747 square meters. This is at 62 Lay Drive, Runaway Bay. 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car garage. Again, well-maintained home, ready to move into, has a swimming pool, has a pontoon for your boat if you're a boatie, and this home was sold at $1.2 million. The last two I'd like to look at are in the same suburb. They're actually in the same street. So I just wanted to show you these homes just so that you can compare. So this is the first one. It's 1651 Riverdale Drive in Hope Island. The second one that I'd like you to look at is 1658 Riverdale Drive, Hope Island. This second home is double story. And this second home is actually a waterfront home. So this is waterfront, double story with a pool, substantial home, a lot larger than the other one. So we'll see from the pictures. And now we'll go back to the previous one. So same street, single level home, a little bit smaller, 1 less bedroom, no pool, and no water to the rear. Now, just so that we can understand, This home, the single level home, sold at $1.1 million. And the double story home, which is this one over here, sold for $2.1 million. So there's $1 million of difference between these two homes, but we need to take into account one's double story, one has a swimming pool, one has a water view, and one is a lot larger. So I just wanted to show you the comparison, how homes can differ substantially just with what the home comes with. Okay, moving on to Middle Gold Coast. The first one I'd like to show you is this one here. Now this one here, I don't have any pictures of it inside, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a talk about it. But this one was in Broadbeach waters. This one's at 44 Ponciana Drive. This home sold off market at 1.09 million, which is great buying for a waterfront home. The last waterfront home that sold in this street sold just under 1.5, and the last home in this street that was a dry block sold just under 1.2 million. So again, great buying on this home, and this was a 4-bed, 2-bath with 3-car accommodation. The next one I'd like to show you was this home here, the one circled here down here. So not too far from Surfers Paradise and the beach. This one here was located at 18 Collins Street in Benoa, 743 square meters, in need of a renovation. Does have a pool at the rear of the property, but like I said, this is for someone who can see the diamond in the rough. This home sold at $816,000. It was 4-bed, 2-bath, and 2-car accommodation. But for someone who's handy and wants to come in here and spruce this home up, there's going to be plenty of upside and growth in this home. Okay, so we're going to stay in the suburb of Broadbeach waters, and now we're going to look at this home. And now this home was at 143 Monaco Street. Monaco Street's a very exclusive street with homes selling over and above $10 million. This home is not on the water. It's just set just in front of the water. I think potentially it's a battle axe block or a subdivided block. It was on 400 square meters, brand new home. Home was at 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom with double car garage. And this new home sold for 1.41 million. Moving along, we're going to move to a suburb called Mermaid Beach. So Mermaid Beach, right on the water. We've got this home here at 25 Tambourine Street. The blocks near the water tend to be a little bit smaller. So this home's on a 405 square meter block. But as you can see, it's approximately about 10 to 15 properties away from the water. 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car accommodation. This property sold for 2.35 million. So they're the homes that I'm going to go through for the Middle Gold Coast. And now we're just going to head on to the Southern Gold Coast to look at a few others. We're going to move to a suburb called Varsity Lakes. This is the first one at 33 Briar Crescent, 699 square meters on the water. So as you can see, you don't have like a pontoon, but you could access that water, but you definitely will have a water view. Double story home, good sized block. It is on a corner. And this home here sold over the weekend, 826,000, 3-bed, 2-bath with a dual car accommodation. Home has been well looked after, well maintained and renovated. So good buying at that price. I'd like to stay in the suburb of Varsity, and we're going to look at this home. This home was at 7 Raynard Crescent. Land size, 640 square meters, so a little bit smaller than the other home. This home actually is a 5-bedroom home, double story, 4 bathrooms with 2-car accommodation. And this home over the weekend sold $760,000. So great buying in the suburb of Varsity Lakes. The last one, and I like to look at some land content with some of the homes. So the last one that I'd like to show you for today with some land content is this one here at 18 Davison Place in Carrara. Now this is on just over an acre of land. Carrara, approximately 15 to 20 minutes from the beach. You've got a substantial house, great land content, great home, swimming pool, and this home at 18 Davison Place sold for $1.1 million. So they're the auction and sales results for this week on the Gold Coast. I hope I've provided you with some great information to help your buying and process and purchase. And just remembering, for any interstate people that are trying to get some information off agents, if the property is an auction property in Queensland, they aren't able to disclose price or even give a price range. So hopefully by me showing you what prices are selling for on the Gold Coast on a weekly basis, you can have a better understanding and make a better judgment when you are to put in an offer. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'll be back next week. Good luck with your property hunting. And until then, have a great time. Take care.